Gavin Newsom. It recently resurfaced that he had dated a 19-year-old when he was 39, had an affair with the wife of a campaign manager, and was addicted to alcohol. Or as Hunter calls it, amateur.
There is no bigger fan of Gavin Newsom than Bill Maher. He loves the guy. Bill, snap out of it. And he had Gavin Newsom on his show on Friday night. A couple of sound bites making the rounds, including this one on the trans issue, SOT 19.
About this 80-20 issue, and I think you were on the other side of this now, the side with the 80. 80 being 80% of the people in this country. Again, this is the issue of should biologically born men be able to compete in women's sport?
That's tough.
And, you know, I saw the polling here in California.
What do you get when you mix the fractured processing unit of a Roomba with Gavin Newsom's hair product budget? A political catastrophe so spectacularly brilliant it blinds you before it even has a chance to mature. But relax, the California spectacle was just dismantled by Megyn Kelly and Greg Gutfeld. It's a remarkable breakdown. Brace yourself if you've ever been curious about what unfolds when arrogant attitude crashes into a no-holds-barred takedown. In a strange way, this clash manages to turn raging wildfires into the scent of scented candles.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is now calling his city's homeless encampments unacceptable, which is odd since he's the guy who, made them acceptable, turning sidewalks into red carpet events for drug addicts, thieves, and unemployed CNN anchors. On Monday, he urged cities to ban the camps from sidewalks, parks, and other public areas. So after years of denying the problem, he's now pretending to fix it, which is like putting on a condom as you're leaving a whorehouse. Who hasn't?
What's a condom?
But as always, when a far-left Dem runs for national office, he acts like a Republican. This is where the left...
The political equivalent of gulping down a green smoothie only to discover it tastes like betrayal mixed with wet grass is Gavin Newsom. A California politician with salt and pepper hair and hollow catchphrases. His governing style falls somewhere between a failed Broadway musical audition under a dictator and a heavily filtered Instagram post. If Hypocrisy had a hair gel sponsor, Gavin would be its glossy, slick-faced poster boy.
Gavin ponders why Dems lost.
We lost the popular vote and we lost the electoral vote. We got crushed, and we need to be humble about that, and we need to have some grace, and we need to understand why. Was it because of the incumbency penalty? Was it because of inflation? Was it because of interest rates? Was it because of immigration? Was it because we were too, quote unquote, woke? Was it because of the issues with Israel? Was it all of the above? I think we are going through that forensic. We need to understand at the same time, we also have to push back against the whitewaters and headwinds of the Trump administration.
Kennedy, I think the answer is yes.
Kelly and Gutfeld did far more than simply mock him. They served him a gluten-free platter of failure, marinated in deep fry to perfection. The truth is painfully obvious to Gavin. His inner world was packed with NPR programming and broken promises. Every time you challenge him, a fresh ridiculous notion dressed up as moral superiority pops right back up.
Gavin Newsom claims he only noticed Biden's cognitive decline once during the 4 years Biden was in office. And that one time was when Biden endorsed Gavin Newsom. According to a new poll, the city with the most STDs in the nation is Detroit.
Let's begin with his signature move. He manages to project an air of moral superiority while appearing to oversee something resembling a Whole Foods parking lot after a raccoon gathering. Under Newsom, California is more than just a failure. It's a high-tech dystopia powered by solar panels that only function on alternating Tuesdays and self-righteous tweets.
No question, is it fair? And I can give you example after example. Just in my home state, there was someone that won a triple jump by 8 feet.
Right.
It was fundamentally unfair. We haven't been able to figure that out.
You see, the right has weaponized. One might even say they pounced, Emily, on this issue.
I mean, yeah, of course, it was the right who was just so excited to talk about bathrooms and locker rooms.
Gutfeld even coined the nickname, "Gavin governs like someone who accidentally mistook an economy for a vision board and masterfully turned it into chaos for the easily fooled." Megyn Kelly, on the other hand, entered like a lioness and found a deer draped in Gucci and wrapped in tofu. Newsom's fiscal strategy is a dazzling, humiliating, and ultimately catastrophic TikTok dance performed on the edge of a budgetary cliff. Do you remember him locking California down like it was Jurassic Park while dining at the French Laundry without a mask, sipping artisanal hypocrisy from a $700 glass of hollow wine? Gutfeld had a pre-written Mad Lib of the man's real-life behavior authored by a hungover lobbyist, so satire wasn't even required.
Gavin's hands. It's time for Gavin's hands.
Welcome to a new segment called Gavin's Hands. He keeps his hands in motion and his hair full of lotion. True, Gavin's views may be idiotic, but his hands moves, well, they're hypnotic. California Governor Newsom's new podcast is out. It's available wherever fine hair care products are sold. And we couldn't help but notice an unintended delight, his unique hand.
Under Gavin's so-called leadership, homelessness surged dramatically, nearly matching the growth of his ego during a climate summit. For good reason. California even introduced the first zoning classification for 10 cities. Yet he frets in that theatrical, hazy manner of someone far more invested in looking good to their elite social circle than in addressing the suffering of others. Meanwhile, ordinary Californians are dodging needles like Olympic fencers and praying for a Whole Foods before the next open-air drug operation sets up shop.
What he posted, stand by. It's amazing. Okay, he posts the following. California, under the leadership of radical left Democrat Gavin Newsom, continues to illegally allow men to play in women's sports. This week, a transition male athlete, meaning a male pretending to be a female, at a major event won everything and is now qualified to compete in the state finals next weekend. As a male, he was a less than average competitor, all true. As a female, this transition person is practically unbeatable. This is not fair and totally demeaning to women and girls. Please be hereby advised that large-scale federal funding.
Megyn used surgical precision to tear him apart. As half the state burns like a carefully choreographed scene from Dante's Inferno, Gavin's so-called environmental principles ban plastic straws. Those bamboo napkins are at least compostable. California, where criminals receive spa vouchers through restorative justice programs and shoplifting under $950 is practically classified as cardio. Newsom manages criminal behavior as though it were a contemporary dance recital. Gutfeld notes that security guards require therapy after every shift and that even deodorant is kept behind lock and key. Gavin's default defense, naturally, is to blame Texas.
Absolutely the right, who just couldn't wait to make an issue out of transgender kids. I mean, this is why Gavin Newsom, I think, is having a hard time on his rehabilitation tour as he's launched his podcast. And it's because he's it's impossible for him to run from his actual record because he can't fully disavow it. He can't fully get away from it. It's like how he said, nobody in our office ever used Latinx. And then a million clips were produced of Gavin Newsom himself, let alone his office, saying the word Latinx. He can't fully.
The schools didn't escape scrutiny either. Anyone in the mood for an academic collapse? Gavin kept California's students locked out longer than a Game of Thrones winter, struggling with dial-up connections just to complete basic arithmetic. His own children attended private schools, and that only became relevant when it truly mattered. Megyn didn't hold back. These days, California's public schools appear to be operated by substitute teachers with zero regard for actual facts. And at least the math scores dropped faster than his approval ratings. But Gavin doesn't solve problems. He poses beside them in designer shoes, speaks as though everything is under a spell, and tosses words like equity around like party confetti.
See, Newsom wasn't just ignoring the problem, he enabled it because Dems were in a woke crouch, terrified of their loony base. But now that he's seeing the White House, he's got a brand new act, a common sense centrist, just a soccer dad in khakis, fed up with crime and chaos. It's all bull. A costume, a political drag show, and the kids this drag queen is reading to are the gullible voters. He's the classic wolf in sheep's hair gel. Just watch him answer the tough questions.
Any other questions here?
Yes, Governor. California has a terrible homeless problem. Why do you think that is?
I appreciate that question. And I think it's
Gavin's ambition to become president is the worst-kept secret since Adam Schiff's spray tan. Newsom is chasing the presidency because he apparently believes America needs more disorder, condescension, and hair product per capita. Megyn nearly choked on her coffee. Why is he even running? She quipped. Imagine Biden with the self-awareness of a reality TV contestant and the vocabulary of a TED Talk.
Could be the governor of any state. What would it be? And you might say, oh, I would be in Texas, live free or die. No, that's New Hampshire. Just live free. Whatever. It's
or just die.
Die or just it's California. Because people can live under the most incompetent governance ever. The good news, they appear to be gaining ground among Hamas trannies. That is like a paid laugh. A new book claims California Governor Gavin Newsom secretly funded a monument to himself inside San Francisco City Hall. Apparently, the statue is so real.
Next, Gavin's theatrical performance takes center stage. Lockdowns, mask mandates, press conferences, moralizing, and then a twist. There were enough unmasked guests at a birthday dinner to form a small congregation. The wine list alone seemed to deliver the message, do as I command, not as I sip. Gutfeld said this isn't just hypocrisy, it's flammable hypocrisy. He shut down churches, weddings, and funerals. Yet lavish fundraisers and Hollywood productions carried on uninterrupted. He governs like a man dispensing advice with expired coupons while quoting Nietzsche over breakfast.
Put together after Newsom was out there claiming, never.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. Latinx and Black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
That's so fun. Gavin, a simple Google search about yourself will serve you well before you make these sweeping claims. But on the same dishonest, disingenuous front, he tried to act like he's the reasonable one on the trans.
Local businesses were torched more aggressively than a gender studies degree at a monster truck rally. Gavin's response? Another task force. He loves unaccountable committees almost as much as he loves cameras. Megyn unraveled the details. California currently holds both record-breaking deficits and historic tax revenues. It's like running a lemonade stand on the surface of the sun and still losing money. The tax rates are so astronomical that even the ears turn red.
Kennedy, a new book. Gavin Newsom funded claims Gavin Newsom funded a monument of his head in San Francisco City Hall to commemorate his time as mayor. Was he a good mayor? I don't think so.
He was a horrible mayor. Like everywhere he's gone in the state, every big problem has only metastasized.
Gutfeld delivered brilliantly. Gavin treats taxpayers as involuntary donors to his personal failure fund. More residents exit California every year than contestants eliminated from a failing dating show. Yet he reframes it as opportunity rather than collapse. Translation: Silicon Valley brands incompetence as innovation. The exits speak for themselves. Elon left. Oracle left. Joe Rogan practically broke the sound barrier fleeing to Texas. And Gavin's master plan? Hope that nobody notices the unemployment line stretching all the way to Oregon. In the meantime, here are a few tweets from the Dalai Lama.
The hell?
Oh, no.
The hell is... who's a better actor? I'm not sure. They're both up for an award.
I was watching him on MSNBC. He's got a new hand motion. I was going to text him. It's this. It's got usually it's kind of this, and then he's doing this. He was doing this thing on MSNBC. He's doing this whole thing. Look, he is the fakest person I think I've ever met in my entire life. So synthetic, and honestly, that's very dangerous, like incredibly dangerous. Like he's the type of person that could just stare at you like, oh yeah, I voted for Trump, and just pass a lie detector test. That is very, very dangerous. Just
Greg didn't just talk; he demolished that high-speed rail project rhetorically. It stands as a metaphor for Gavin's entire career, off track, over budget, and pretending to arrive. And that's being generous. At least trains eventually show up. Gavin's trajectory resembles a Segway tour operated by someone who's never touched a wheel. Everywhere you look, more taxpayer receipts and brightly lit photos of Gavin grinning like he just cured cancer using a selfie stick.
Often approaching things from that sort of mindset.
What do you mean for Trump?
I think there's sort of the grievance narrative that comes from Trump. This notion there is sort of a victim grievance.
Let's take a closer look at this with a spot shadow or no spot shadow. What exactly is he trying to say here, huh? Is it a mysterious form of sign language for morons? Is he conveying some secret code to terrorists? Is he signaling the Los Angeles Angels to steal third base? But I'm willing to bet that former Californians recognize those hand signals. They're the motions you make to back up a U-Haul as you flee that failed...
Gavin would call a press conference even if he were locked in a room with nothing but a mirror. He'd most likely try to outvote his own reflection and fail because he's that captivated by it. He is not a politician. He is a lifestyle brand called Outlaw, an endless buffer between delusion and catastrophe, the human equivalent of a TED Talk. If ambition were the same as intelligence, Gavin would have built a spacecraft by now. Instead, he constructed a monument to mediocrity, reinforced by expensive pomade and boundless pride.
Promises and faux empathy.
Twitter and on X, I addressed Gavin Newsom personally. He follows me, so I tagged him. And I'm going to be honest, I begged him to please stop this for all the reasons stated on our YouTube feed. And he didn't get back to me. But I think I was shooting at the wrong public official who follows me, because President Trump is so fearless in this battle. And President Trump, Gavin Newsom ignored me, but President Trump took up the mantle. Big Daddy got out there with his bazooka and was like, I solved this problem, and you governors better freaking go along.
Under Newsom, California, once celebrated as a hub of creativity and bold aspirations, now resembles a dystopian PowerPoint presentation. Endless blackouts, potholes the size of small ponds, and 10 cities with more functional infrastructure than his high-speed rail. Standing center stage, Gavin delivers a 7-minute monologue practicing his "I'm definitely not running for president" lines in a $3,000 suit. Thanks to Gavin Megyn, the eco-friendly wallpaper has been stripped away. This is densely packed performance art, not governance. The emperor is left with nothing but a personal stylist, a ring light for selfies, and weekly press briefings.